Welcome to Website Royalty, another live stream. I am here with the findability queen, Denise Millay, and I am Kim White. We are on a mission with these live streams. I'll just tell you to help with Kajabi. Kajabi is our favorite platform. It's an all in one platform, and we're excited. If you're watching the replay, be sure and hit subscribe and the little bell so you can know when we're going to go live again. We're actually going to do this for the next few weeks. We're going to go live and just see where things take us. We're trying to do all of the wizards, the AI pieces inside of Kajabi to show how easy you can get started. Also, I want to put the disclaimer up front, making sure that it's all out there first. We are affiliate partners for Kajabi. We went from raving fans to raving affiliates. We love the Kajabi platform. It is a all-in-one platform that saves us so much time and money because it's all in one place. We do not have to worry about plugins breaking or things being hard. Just putting that out there. If you are interested in more information about Kajabi, we'd love for you to go over to mysexybusiness.com/website royalty, and you can find all kinds of information over there. But we want to get that out of the way first because we don't want you to get later into it and think, oh, they're just trying to sell me something. Well, we are going to be talking about that. Kajabi doesn't cost you anymore. It they pay us for if you sign up. So we have a great bonus. We have a community that is for support. You can come in live and ask questions. We help you plan what you need to do first, next, and then some. So those are some of the things that we want to get off the table so we can get right into the community part. We're going back into community again. Community is a powerful space.
Yes. We had fun yesterday going through a lot of it. So why don't we start there and what we covered yesterday, Kim? So we were in Kajabi, in the back end of Kajabi. And of course, you're at the dashboard is where you always start. And we were on the product list. And when you go to all products and you say get started, then you see the wizard options for when you create the products. Then you will get the step-by-step instructions, and wherever AI can fit in, they'll give you that option to build something for you. So in the case of the community, we were talking about setting up the title and the description and the access groups and how all that fits into what you're doing for your business, the meetups, and how amazing they are to make things happen and work. So today we were going to talk about some other things that you see when you are setting up your community.
We want to quickly put the word out too is one of the biggest reasons we want you to build your community is we want in Kajabi, I will say, is because you own that community instead of building it on a social platform that can literally take it away or close it down and you don't have a choice. So if you're spending the effort to build a community on a social platform, the wisest thing we can share with you is be sure and get them into a community you own from those groups so that you have the ability to stay connected with them. Right. And it doesn't turn into a fiasco. We know of a group that had 200,000 plus members that they lost their group. They didn't violate terms of service. But they changed the rules on something and they lost their group. So it happens. We don't want to scare y'all. But we just want to make sure you know that if you're building something, you don't want to take the effort to build something and then have it taken away.
And I think we also touched on this a little bit yesterday too, is we're not advocating to leave social media platforms at all. There are some people that are always only going to be comfortable there. But having your own community for whatever percentage of your public community on social media for the for the people that are ready to do more and are
Mhm.
ready to engage in a different way, even if it's a small percentage of the group you have on social media, that is a really qualified group of people that you don't want to lose and you want to spend more time with and work with them and serve them and so it's really a matter of what you're trying to do with your business, and we're not advocating to leave any of the other things. It's just use the ones that for different purposes, I guess.
Thank you for adding that, Denise, because I forgot.
It's okay.
Denise is keeping me in check. I'll just tell y'all. But
We share that. We share that.
I do think that when you are building a business and
Mhm.
as a creator, as a nonprofit, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, impact, you're looking for impact, you're looking for income, you're looking for influence. I think when you have that ability to take someone to from a social platform and you take them to your own community where you can serve them well, I
Mhm.
think it is a beautiful process to see. And we just want you to know that we choose Kajabi for the community place to build because it is connected to website, it is connected to email things, it is connected to all of the courses, it's connected to the podcast, it's connected to the blog. I feel like we could do the Bones song, Denise. This is connected to the blog, and blogs are connected to the
So
podcast.
good.
Okay, they'll leave if we
So
sing.
we won't sing anymore. We can't sing. All right. So, do we want to hop over to the community and look some of the options we have there?
Yes, please. We are going to focus, our intention is to focus on gamification, which is a huge strategy for building your community, and then customization to really boost your engagement in there. This
Right.
is the My Sexy Business community where website royalty lives inside as a paid part of the community. The big community's open and it's free. It just takes your email so you get the invite to come in. But
Mm-hmm.
that that is what you're seeing on the screen right now is our community.
Front page of the glow of the overall community, right?
Yes.
For everybody. So, Kim, do we want to talk about what gamification really is? So, that's a term that gets thrown around a lot, and the strategy is you're trying to get more engagement from your community, and that's what a lot of people talk about. If you can't monitor the feed and the chat all day long, like you're trying to get people to interact with each other and you and all sorts of things. So what Kajabi gives you the ability to do is create challenges that you can bring people into. At least that's what we're doing here. And should we look at those challenges that we have right now?
I think we should, Denise, and I want to put it out there. As much as we know about Kajabi and as much as we know about the things that we're sharing, gamification is one that we underutilize it, is what I'm going to say.
Right.
There are so many more things that we are not even using right now. So a challenge is a great place to start for for the gamification.
Right. So if you join one of these, like this first one, Morning Flexibility Challenge, we're all about trying to keep entrepreneurs healthy and remind them to be healthy. So a lot of these challenges are focused around fitness and health because healthy and well entrepreneur is a successful one for the most case. So we try to promote that. So if you join this challenge as a member, you get a certain amount of points that has been assigned to this challenge when you complete it. So this one is perform 5 minutes of stretching after waking up and getting out of bed. And you create an entry to tell how your progress is on this, and you get points as a result of that. Then when you look at the leaderboard, if I can head over there, Kim,
Yes, please.
You see that I have not been doing enough, but I've got 764 points. So that's pretty good. And I'm actually in second place for this week. So that's pretty good too. My all-time stats are a little low, but that's okay because I'm making progress.
And I want to say this too. We set this up as an example, just so you know that you can set this up in any kind of challenge. We just believe, because we're a home for entrepreneurs in this community, we believe that part of that home is like giving space to being healthy, like Denise was saying.
Mhm.
It's hard to do business when you're not healthy, when you don't feel good.
Right.
So we don't insist anybody do any of these things. It's just an incentive, which that is what gamification is, in my opinion. It's an incentive to do something that, maybe you wouldn't have done if you weren't competing or if you weren't getting points for something. And it's very fun. Gamification can make things very fun. And we all know business can be hard. So if you can make, your group or your community have a good time while they're with you, it helps increase the engagement and increase what they want to do with you.
Right. And when there's no, sometimes people will create prizes or experiences as a result of, the leaderboard things. You don't even have to be that complicated. Um, just really think it through what's going to motivate people, whether it's sharing something with the community about themselves or whether it's their latest business idea or something else that's relevant to them, whatever it might be, is enough to engage them. We've had people share pictures of the sunrise, things
Oh,
like that, just so everybody gets to know each other a little bit better too. So it helps people feel comfortable in the community.
and like if you go back to the home page, like for the list. Oh wait, it's on the left side. Sorry, Denise.
I
But
know, I'm sorry, and I went too far. Look at this.
it, it's on the left side. You were already there. I was asking for something different. I didn't even realize it. But the fun part about this is if somebody's coming into the community like daily, maybe they're coming in to check on, they've got homework in a class or a course. Maybe they're coming in to leave a comment for someone. Maybe they're coming in to check what the community feed is all about. Whatever it is they're coming in for, if they can come in with that incentive in mind of, I let me check and see if I'm the leader this week. Let me check and see if this, for whatever reason, as humans, we like that stuff. Like
We do.
gamification is a huge way to help someone want to check in,
Mhm.
want to participate. If your community is not something that like the gamification would take away from your community, you can literally take that part away.
Right, so it's an
So
option. It's optional.
we want to make sure that you know that, because there are some, maybe you have a very serious um, thing that you're doing with your community, and gamification seems like that would be a bad thing to do. You can turn that off where it doesn't even come up. You can take away the leaderboard. You can do those things. i
Mhm.
I think that knowing how much you can add or take away from is a powerful thing in itself, because anything you can think of that you want to do in the community, it probably does it. So
Right,
we're just trying to give you an overview of the different things.
right. I agree, and I one thing I have to say about Kajabi when they built these products, community and coaching, that you do have a lot of optional things you can turn on and off, and you can name things or rename things. There's a lot of aliases, and so what you see here is customizable in a lot of different ways, which is not always the case in other platforms that Kim and I have experienced. You get what you get, and the customization isn't always as robust as what you can get in Kajabi. So I will say that without going any further.
And we want to do a quick little shout out because the feed has just changed in Kajabi. As of today, we heard that there are some things that are more dynamic about the feed. You can have a different kind of thread. Like there's some things coming. We'll show that on another live stream.
Right,
It's
we have to
another
try it first before we have to get it all fully
that's
figured out,
right.
demonstrate it before we can demonstrate it.
That's another reason where like would love for you to subscribe and hit the bell though, because that way when we go live and it pertains to what you want to know, you're notified and you can come and join us on a live. Our schedules are random. We've been trying to explain this on each live stream. Our schedules are pretty thick and they're random. So we are not even sure some days what time we're going to go live. We are committed to going live a few times a week. So you'll get notified of that. You'll also get notified, just be aware of we do a live stream show every Friday called Good Morning Entrepreneurs. You also would get a notification for that. So
Okay,
we want to put that out there that that's the notification we're wanting you to sign up for is website royalty, but you would get that
you
also.
get a few others, and if we can touch on the changes that are coming in the feed, and you know how you can have an emails, you can have a thread of a conversation. So that's kind of what they're adding to the feed, more of the opportunity to have a conversation go more than just past one post and a reply, where you can have people participate and it'll stay in a thread.
One of my favorite things that's coming is the folders on the side where you can actually put conversations in a folder
Right.
so that you can keep them. Like you can keep them and add to them. So
Mhm.
I think this is all very exciting, but this is we're prematurely saying this because we just got notification today and we're going to test out all the things and show you a demonstration of that later in a different live stream. But
Right, right.
Denise, going back to the customization for a community, I think it's really important that when someone comes into a community, they feel at home. You know, we try really hard to keep ours feeling like it's on brand, it's on message, it's all of
Mhm.
that, but it's also a place that someone feels welcome, a place that
Yes.
someone comes in and says, I belong here.
Right.
That's
So
when people don't
Mhm.
leave. So
You do have an announcement bar up at the top, which you can change and keep up to date. This graphic ability at the top of your feed is new. You didn't used to have as big of a place to talk about what's coming or your latest thing, and the gray sharing of multiple messages over here is new too. So it's a great way, and it's inviting for someone to come in and just see what's currently going on. And then within the feed, you can pin posts at the top. You know how some people share, yeah, here's a post to tell people about what your business is about. Here's a post to introduce yourself to the group. You can pin those at the top, and that will show, before the regular feed comes up below it.
I love all the customizing of it, seriously.
Yes.
And we are about to celebrate, I think it's 5 days from now, Denise. We're about to celebrate this iteration of the community
Yes.
because we have been on Kajabi building our community for a while, and we're about to celebrate 2 years
Right.
inside this version. I think it's really important to note that Kajabi does a phenomenal job of listening to feedback
Mhm.
and adding features that make sense to who's using it. So they have been great at listening to what we want
Mm.
and coming up with it. Um,
Yes.
I like the multiple messages. Like I like that iteration of it. I like that
Mhm.
we can put a custom banner in here. We
Mhm.
change our banner often, and we try to do it weekly because we have an automatic, and you can too, have an automatic newsletter that comes from the community that we don't do anything except turn the toggle on, and it sends everybody in the community that's willing to get an email. it gives them the updates for the week. It tells them what's upcoming, and it
Mhm.
gives them a custom email. This is just mind blowing to me. A custom email based on the the access group they're in. So you're
Right.
seeing the big community, but we also have like pieces that are paid parts of our community. We have different, and if you're not in that part of the if you're not in that access group, you are not you are not made to feel bad. I'll just say it that way, because you're not in it.
No
Those
phone.
yeah, those announcements don't go into the newsletter that's sent to you automatically. It's all the things you have access to. And
Right.
I personally love that.
I didn't realize that until we got a few months in, and I was like, "Oh, I'm seeing all my stuff. I bet you everybody is." It took me a while, and I'm the techie. There's so much to keep up on, but the newsletter is really a great thing, and that's different from setting up your own newsletter to go out topically for your business. This is just your community update newsletter. So you can have your post with all your dates go in there, you can have all your meetups show up, like a lot of different things that, and you don't have to do a thing, which is the beautiful thing.
I will sometimes get the email and go, "Oh, look at us!" Like, I
Look at you.
because I forget, since we don't actually have someone that does it, or like the team doesn't write it, we don't write it. It's automated. I,
Mhm.
I think it's I think it's a cool feature.
Yeah.
There
Well,
are other things in here, Denise, that I know we want to talk about, but where do you want to go next?
I believe that I wanted to talk about how when you set up your business, you can point to other things, which is a pretty unique thing that we have in this interconnected ecosystem of Kajabi. So I wanted to talk about over here, your example is you have YouTube over here, which is a big part of the business where all these lives are going. So this can actually be linked outside of your community to take someone to something that you're referencing a lot. So and while we're here, we remind everybody to subscribe and hit the bell.
I know, but we should wave, because look, we're on there. We're on there now.
Oh, look at that. How about that? Oh my gosh, the live is showing up on the live. That's really, really meta, isn't it? Okay.
That's pretty fun. But
That is pretty funny.
if you have a different platform, or you have some, something you want to connect, a different social platform, you have the ability to do that. There's like a ton of a list of ones you click, you connect them, and then they're there in that
Right,
sidebar. So anybody who's needing the easy button, go to the community,
right.
hit YouTube, and they can go straight to your YouTube channel or whatever channel you're doing.
Whatever's makes sense for your business and what you're doing with your community, I guess, is the way you could do it.
Yeah.
And then for our case, we have Good Morning Entrepreneurs, which a lot of the community participates in. So if you're in the community, you're doing something and the show comes on and you want to watch it, or you have something you have to refer back to, this link is here because a lot of us are reporters. So we'll go, okay, show up now. Yeah, there it is. So,
Yes.
um, you'll go right to the Good Morning Entrepreneurs page, and this is actually a Kajabi landing page. So you've kept them within your Kajabi ecosystem, and they can go back if they want to. So they're still in the community, but they're viewing a Kajabi page on your website.
And here's the magical part. I know you guys will laugh about this, but the fact that we can show the website on here and you still can get to YouTube in another way, it
Mhm.
helps with your YouTube channel. It helps with whatever social platform. It helps with so many different things. We put the roving reporter directory on here so that people can go to connect with them. It gives you so much feeling like you belong in the community when you're part of the community. So
Yes.
if they go straight to the YouTube channel, they have many choices, but if they want GME specific, that's attached over on the side. You can put your podcast, you can put your show, You can put something like a course you're doing. You can do all kinds of things over
Right.
in the left bar.
I think we were talking about maybe up to 10 links was probably the current thing you could do. And that's not including community options. That's just customized links you can add on. It doesn't include your guidelines, which are always, part of what you want to have. So,
It also doesn't include meetups. But will
no.
you click that red button just for a second, Denise? Because this is like what our community does is they'll go into GME and then they'll hit the replay if they're looking for a you know, certain one. The past ones are all listed out here. We've
Mhm.
done 120 plus GME shows.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And so each one of these links to a separate page on our website that gives you the ability to go and look at like what went on in that show. So you might be interested in finding out what went on before you do. So here's a question of the week that came up and then all the list underneath. It's almost like having a vodcast, a podcast
Right.
video with show notes. But it
Mhm.
helps you be able to go connect with your community. This is a service to strangers, but it also is the easy button for our community. They can go in and find things really easily. So if you're wanting them to participate in something,
Mhm.
this is the beauty of the customization part.
Right. And what's nice for us as a community, we are, as I said, a lot of us are roving reporters on the show, or associate producers or whatever, co-hosts. We all have different roles, so we spend time in the community talking about things and planning. And it's so convenient to go to those pages and not have to split off to another platform to see things and come back and forth. So the summary's there, and that work helps us make sure we aren't repetitive, we don't forget, like all sorts of things we get to do with that.
I'd like to show something else that wasn't planned, Denise.
Sure.
If you'll go back to the homepage of the
Mhm.
community,
Okay, I could do that.
this is another reason we're so grateful for the all-in-one part of Kajabi is that we no longer need our Zoom account. Just canceling our Zoom account almost paid for Kajabi per month because we were spending so much. But
Mhm.
over on the bottom left side, there's a live room that you can go into. So if the community's meeting about something and it's in the general community, you have the ability to go into the live room and everyone in the community can be notified. You can keep them from being notified or you can notify them. If you need a private place, all
Mhm.
the access groups have a way to have a private room as well. So you have the ability to record, you have the ability to have a meeting. If you have a meeting, you have the ability to do so many connecting things
Right.
inside the community that you don't need other things. These are some of our past recordings that obviously Denise has access to. We'll just say
Everything,
everything.
everything.
But the beauty of it is if Denise didn't have access to something, the recording won't show up.
Right.
It won't they won't even have access to it. If you'll show the meetups, this is another example of a way to connect is we have meetups that are coming
Mhm.
on the Fire Up Mastermind one at the end of the row. That's a private group that only the people who are in there get it. They only get that meetup if they're in there. So this is part of the customizing I love.
Mhm.
You're not in website royalty, you're not going to get the notification for the meetup. Walk and talk is for the entire community, which
Right.
I must say we are getting. I think this week is 49 times we've done the walk and talk now.
It says 50.
Oh, 50. Sorry.
This Thursday will be 50,
Holy moly. So
and you can
there you
put
go.
the
I can't count.
descriptions on.
But when you do a meetup, you can give the community information whether they decide whether they want to go or not.
Mhm.
Gives you the place to put the graphic, and then at the right underneath the Team Sexy Walk and Talk number 50 is the choice. So there's a live room, which we're talking about on the bottom left,
Mhm.
or there's a private room, which you have to click that private room to go into the room where access is restricted in any way.
Right.
So paid spaces are beautimous. Like the community can make you money if you set it up well, and you know
Mhm.
you are the solution for people.
Right.
Gives you the ability to see past things. We just finished
See,
um
where are the past? There
yeah,
they are.
yeah, we just finished up 2 sessions of Showtime Mastermind, and
Today.
that, yeah, today we're not even done for the day. Today we did
You've
that.
been talking a lot today.
We have been. But that gives your community the sense of belonging again. And I think if you belong somewhere and you are someone's flavor, I think they stick around. So it's not as I'll just say, as the founder of My Sexy Business and team and community, I want everyone to feel connected. If you can't get me, I want you to get the team. If you can't get the team, I want you to get someone in the community. But get connected, because collaboration, I'm just going to throw my favorite word in there. Collaboration is my favorite because it can change everything for your business.
Yes.
So, community is a great way to get to know someone, to see if you want to collaborate with them. So it's just a beautiful space. Not only because of the graphics and the colors and things like that, but it's a beautiful space because of what it offers in connection.
What it can potentially bring to you in connection. And if you could think about it this way, Kim, we know that body language helps you feel comfortable with people, and our brains just do instant processing of body language.
Mhm.
So video is a little bit easier than audio to trust somebody with for some people. Well, community's the next level. It's a way to assess people, to learn how to trust them, to see if you're going to trust them, and see different things about them and about yourself and what you really want. So there's so much more in the umbrella of community that you're creating and presenting for your business beyond just the thing that you might be trying to sell or the membership you're trying to create. You're creating a whole system of ways for people to evaluate you, and you to, see if they're the right fit for you. So it's a whole nother level, which is amazing.
We have been building community for a very long time, but this is the sexiest way we've ever built community, is on Kajabi. Once they offered this as part of the platform, I will
Hmm.
tell you, I would not go back. I would not go back to other tools or spaces. I've been in a lot of groups that they are so segmented. They have to have, you have to have 3 tools to go into one community you want to participate in. And I don't like that feeling for our community to have to struggle. Now, when you sign up, I'm going to give you this information. When you sign up for being in the community, it's going to feel different if you haven't been a Kajabi community member yet. But you actually get to sign up for the desktop or a laptop computer version, like Denise is showing. But the other magical part is that you have an app that is got your community in it, and all of
Hmm.
these things you're seeing are beautiful in the app. You
Hmm.
have your choices, your meetups, you have the live room, you have, like, you can participate on the go with the app also. So that is, to me, another sexy customization piece, is you actually are able to customize things in the app that it really does make you feel like you have your own app because of the way it works. So just just wanted to add that.
We're gonna have to get some images of the app to share with people so they could see what we're talking about because, Kim, you and I participate in a fitness community from one of our community members, and
Mhm.
we take our virtual classes multiple times a week with our phones. So no more lugging the laptop around and getting the camera to work and all that stuff. There you go.
I don't
We'll
know if you can
we'll do better. It's hard to see, but
see. We'll get some screenshots. Y'all be patient with this because we're doing our best to help y'all with anything Kajabi and questions and things. I think most people don't understand the power of Kajabi when it comes to the app into communities.
right.
So
So this is my sexy business page on my app. So that's like full of all sorts of what's coming up, and you can jump into any meetup. You can see everything that you can see on the desktop practically.
it's
But
very, very
it's great to
good.
attend classes on my phone. That was like a magical thing when they got that right. I was like, yes, make my life easier. So
I also want to talk really quick, Denise, about the profile setup because this is another way to get your community feeling connected. And let me say this: there are lots of experts out there talking about communities and talking about things. I question sometimes if they've ever had a community by some of the advice they give. I will say that, but we've been building communities for like I don't know 20 years, and it's been a it's been a game changer to have Kajabi have the community where everything is connected. So I cannot express that enough. We've been in other places before this was a reality on Kajabi, and I can tell you they have listened to what we needed and built it. So
and
it's
there's
very exciting.
I agree. And Kim, I want to say there's no substitute for the people portion of community building. There's no platform tool that substitutes for the
Mhm,
interaction that's needed to build community.
mhm.
But there is a caveat that it is easier to do when everything's all connected and works well and is person-centered, user-centered, as opposed to technology or database-centered or functionality. This is more like all about people, and it makes it easier for you to do what you wanna do. Yeah, bottom line.
Agreed,
Yeah.
Denise.
So the profile is attached to every user, and you'll see up in the upper right-hand corner, this is my profile. If you click on your name, you have obviously your notification settings. We talked about those yesterday. We could also try out light and dark mode, Kim. Do you want to try that?
I would love to share that because this was a for me anyway, it's a big deal because whenever I have on light mode, um, it is one of those crazy things that it it blinds me. I don't know how else to
It
say it.
hurts. It wears on your eyes faster. So that's why dark mode is so popular. So if you switch everything to dark mode, now mind you, my sexy business has chosen their accent colors and things like that. So if you have different colors, you might see your dark mode will be black, but you might see more red or blue or whatever it is you've chosen for your business. But for the most part, you can see how this is so much easier on the eyes. It's just to see some of these things this way is so much more easy. I live in dark mode, I should say.
I was gonna say dark mode is nice because it does soften it for your eyes. You you have the ability. I was playing with this because you choose your brand colors, you choose your what works best for you, but the white bar at the top in dark mode is a
Mhm.
black bar in light mode. And
Right.
if you put red in there, red, like, because I was just seeing if maybe we would like red for a change. It, the red was too much because we already used like red letters and all of that. So your graphics and things, you can marry the colors accordingly.
To
And
what
I
you
think that's very customized
it's
looking when somebody rolls in.
Mhm. I mean, look at just like our names being in the red bubbles and things like that. It really unifies the whole site. So, profile. So we were talking about profile. I got digressed into dark mode. Uh, Profile, if you click on the profile, obviously you can upload your picture and it says how many points you have, which is great. You can use also gamify some of these things and give people points for filling them out, which is a traditional approach to this. But what I like is these things that you can change, the goals that you can ask people to fill out what they're passionate about, where they like to go, ask me about the time I blah to tell stories. And these things end up where people can see them so they get to know each other when they visit their profile. So you can have challenges. This is pick somebody you don't know and find something new in their profile. And that helps them learn about each other as well.
I have to giggle and say, have you ever been a deer in the headlights when someone says, "Introduce yourself," and you weren't expecting it. So when you come into a community, it's nice that these prompts exist.
Right.
You don't have to answer any of them. Like you can
Mhm.
have them not be answered at all. But what a great way to find out, you know, I went to France, you went to France. Like, did you love Paris? Do I love Paris? Like there are just ways to connect as humans. It's also a great way to say, I'm this kind of an entrepreneur. Like
Mhm.
this is what I do for business. What do you do for business? And it gives the easy button, especially for people who are introverts. And I may seem like I am a loudmouth, which I am, but I can tell you I am 100% an introvert. And I think a lot of our community is.
Yeah, I
It,
am.
it helps with the prompts so that we're not stuttering or stumbling over our words to figure out what we need to say to introduce ourselves or just share.
Right.
So I think that that is a very important part of the profile, that you can connect better with people by knowing some of these little things.
Right. And Kim, we talked about the guidelines and how to set the tone for your community, how to keep it from becoming a spammy kind of experience for people, which is not very easy to do on social media, I have to admit. I- Here in the bio section in your profile, your users can add their own personal social media handles. They can also link to a store or their personal website of some sort. So it's very easy to say, fill out your profile, point people to your profile. We don't spam. You might have a pinned message that says, hey, tell people 2 lines about what your business is, and they'll find the link in your profile. And that's all that, you let happen. So nobody's spammy sending stuff out. But you can also, in the bio, here is like help I need from the community. You can set this prompt up so that you can find out more about what they need and help them get it. And you can also what they have to give to the community as well. So that helps them engage more with other people. So there's just so many different ways to use this.
And I'm giggling because this is not searchable from public standpoint, like on the search engines. However, let me say this quote from the findability queen, Denise. Let's see. Let's do the Brady Bunch thing. I can point down, right?
Mm.
Denise has a quote that I love, which is, if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. Well, in this community, it's the same thing. If you add your website link and you add your socials, you add the things, it's amazing how community starts to build with each other because they know how to find the other one. You know how to find people. So if you're ever in a group that, and I'm just going to call it for what it is. Most communities, you're not allowed to post that stuff. Here, we don't want you posting it as spam in the feed. We want you to post it in the right way, which is on your profile. We want someone to be able to click your profile and go, oh my, I've been looking for this person, what they do.
Mhm.
And someone can go directly to your website from the community
Right.
and be served by you in a way that you're doing business.
Right.
So I love this feature.
I love this. And I also have to say just something for us challenge clock people. You get to choose your own time zone. So, because we do global business, we all know the challenges can provide when you have a meetup that's set up at a certain time. You can't expect your users to always be converting to the different time zones. So, it automatically converts the times for them based on what they've set up in their profile. So, I'm East Coast. I set up as East Coast, and I get to know where everybody else is at the same time and know that I'm going to show up on time because it's been converted for me and I'm not going to mess it up. So,
So we have a running joke around here that I have princess problems, and one of those is I never know what time zone, and it's a real thing, y'all. I'm sorry, but if you
mhm.
tell me we're going to meet at a time and we're not in the community, you have to help me convert the time because I will mess it up if you don't. So I think that's an important like
Well, yeah, I mean,
feature. I feel like that was created just for me, Denise, in the community.
and I have to say that there are other tools and platforms that say they do it, but don't do it well. This one works. I will say it. I will attest to that. It has saved me many times where I've written down the wrong thing and gotten in there like, "Oh, I'm an hour early. Oh," you know?
Well,
So,
we want to ask you one more time, like, please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of the live streams. Even if you're a long time Kajabi user, come and get what you can from what we're talking about. We're trying really hard to be open and give you living examples of all the things we use Kajabi for. We are um so we're such a raving fan. We just are. All the things, the easy buttons that we've needed the whole time we've been doing tech things are wrapped into this one platform. And we sound like we're cheerleaders for Kajabi, and we are. Yeah, like we don't have any problem about that because we do feel like it's an amazing platform. If you go to mysexybusiness.com, in the middle of those tiles is a tile website royalty. It will take you to more information all about Kajabi, how we use it. This is one of our team, Jill. Jill and I did a video. This video is actually old, and I will warn you, we have not taken out that we had Zoom at that point. Kajabi didn't have that ability when we made that video.
yeah.
We don't even have Zoom anymore. But this is a list of things that we use on the platform, a list of things you can do on the platform. The big black button will give you a 30-day free trial. If you come in through our affiliate link, and this is a very important part, if you come in through our affiliate link, make sure we know it because you get a bonus of a free year of website royalty community inside the My Sexy Business community. You can come with all your questions. You can come, we're live to help support you for what you're building. I think there are a lot of tools out there that will do similar,
Mhm.
but they're all separate. I also think there are a lot of tools out there that don't have the strategy that we bring to the table. My first business was at 16. So I've said that on I think all the live streams intentionally to make sure we're not just coming into business. We've been doing business.
Right. Right.
So we know that some things on your website are more important than others, and we want to help you get started the right way. So if you do use our 30-day free trial link and sign up, you actually could build by coming to website royalty, you could build your entire community before you even pay $1.
Right.
And I think that's something worth saying.
Absolutely. And this is the process. What happens if you sign up for the 30-day free trial through Kajabi using that black button affiliate link? Then you're going to email this address after it's confirmed, and you will get access to the community. It's that simple. The other thing is, if you want to find out more about Kajabi, Kim and Jill. Oh my God, I was about to say Carrie. Kim and Jill did this great episode of the Buckets and Boom Gates podcast, so you can hear more about their thoughts on the platform. And then there are a few blog posts out there that you can also read for background information. There's probably more than three, but these are the three that are the most recent, right?
Well, they're the three that we just picked because I think there are others, but I do feel like, you know, I don't want you to feel like we're trying to sell you something that won't help you. We understand how it's helped us, and we want to share that with you. So I think that's another important part. Denise and I lead Website Royalty, but the team also is there. So most of the time we have a very small group for Website Royalty, if because everybody doesn't need everything at the same time. But I will say, if we have more people come, into Website Royalty where Denise and I can't handle all the questions and keep everybody going, the team will come in. They'll come swooping in with
And
us,
save us. Save
and,
me.
and we will be able to help. And I just think it's a very different way of doing business, and it's a very different kind of community. So try it before you buy it. Almost, you come in and use the affiliate link and come hang out with us and learn what to do for your community, and then all of a sudden, you're able to pull your groups off of the platforms that are, you don't own them. And we
Mhm.
don't want you to close those groups. We're not saying that. But if
They're a
you
great
take
seed.
them
Mhm.
over to your business community, your community that is wrapped into a business for you, it's a great way to make an impact. It's a great way to make an income, and it's a great way to be more influential.
Right.
So,
And listen, everybody learns differently, Kim. Let's talk about that seriously too. Website royalty is meant to be that thing that keeps you moving forward in your fashion based on what your goal and what you need. Mind you, it doesn't mean you have somebody on speed dial every single minute, but it means that you can ask the questions that you have that are going to keep you moving, as opposed to having to following a syllabus or following a course that you may not need in that moment. So we want to do this to keep you moving forward and get up and running the piece you need as soon as possible. So, and if we don't have the answer to the question, we have access to many people that help us with that. We haven't hit too many of those yet, Kim, that we haven't been able to, between the 4 or 5 of us, answer. But should it occur, we have plenty of people to help us. So,
and we want to speak to this too. Like, when you're trying to build an online home, an online presence, we don't want you to be homeless, your business to be homeless. When you're trying to build all the things, you need to pick what you're going to build. And if you come and share what it is you're needing to build, let's build the thing that helps you the most first.
mhm,
So if it's the website, then great, that's where you'll start. But if it's the community, you're already building a community and needing more ownership of that community, just like we talked about the gamifying and the customizing, then you can build your community, and there's AI generated things that will go out there for your website. You,
mhm,
you don't have to pick one of those and can't do it unless you do the other. I think this is a very important piece too, is
mhm,
you can pick what's most important for your business and for what you're doing first. You still will want to do the other things, but do it in the right order for you. Do it in the right order for your business. I
mhm,
think when you have a group of people who want to be in a community with you, you should do it as quickly as possible,
mhm.
because they want to be with you for a reason. You
Right,
know,
right,
don't lose out on the opportunity you have to make those connections and hang out with people who want to hang out with you.
right, right.
So
That's so great, Kim. We got all the community finished up today, huh? Go figure.
I hope we did. I think that there's a lot more in the community, but we I think we're going to stop there. I think that that's where we're going to land. I think, Denise, and you tell me otherwise, but I think we're probably going to end up going to blogs in the next live stream.
I
So
think
that
that would be good because I think that's something a lot of people wanna hear about, um, how Kajabi handles that because it's other platforms have a certain way, and that's what people know. So I think it would be great for people to see that. So I think that's a great idea.
I think it's exciting. We hope that you enjoyed the live stream. We hope that if you're on the replay, you have stopped and implemented some things if you've already got Kajabi. If you're
Right?
going, if you sign up and you have questions, I still want like people to know they can come and leave questions. We'll try to answer them as I have hiccups. Sorry. Um,
That's right, I'm making you
but
talk the whole time.
we'll try to answer them. But the other thing is too is if you really are on the fence about Kajabi, set up a time to come into the community, check it out, and then message us if you really are having a struggle with the decision. We won't try to push you to do it unless it's the right thing for you. I want to say that too, because if it's not the right thing for you, we'd rather you not do it. We'd rather keep a relationship intact
Mhm,
than to push you to do something that you're not ready for.
right. And I wanna be totally upfront as well before we go, Kim, and say, the 30-day free trial, people say, "Well, what happens after that?" And if you look at there are a couple things you should know about that promotion, is sometimes there are better deals out there that Kajabi allows us to present. And if there is one, it's going to be on that black button. So anything
Have the
that's
website.
currently active, that's the best deal, that's what that's gonna be. So right now, it's a 30-day free trial, and, that's what it is. When it ends, you have options with that thing. You can go to a certain plan that's got lots of things, or you can take it a step down or a step up based on what you need, and we'd hopefully have a conversation with you to help guide you through that because we don't want somebody to sign up for something that's too big for them right now and invest something that you need 3 months before you need the extra, numbers that you're gonna get. And the one good thing about Kajabi is they don't hold features back at the different pricing levels. Everybody gets all the good features. It's how many of them you can have, how
Yeah.
many products, right? That kind of thing. So that's another unique thing that Kajabi does that we love. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
So many things. If you haven't seen the other wizards, we want to make it very clear when we're talking about the wizards of Kajabi, it's not Denise and I. We're talking about the wonderful AI tools inside Kajabi that help you set up quickly and easily what you're going to do. So the wizards are not us. Let's just say that. And we hope that you have subscribed and hit the bell so that you'll see us in the next live stream. Denise, I believe our next one is going to be Thursday,
I
but
believe you're right.
but
Wednesday is
we're
not the day for live streams,
no.
but Thursday and Friday are.
So I think we'll see you. We hope we see you in a couple of days, but definitely go back and check out some of the other things. You can go through and find the things you're looking for, hopefully, and bring your questions. So
We wanna hear them.
thank you so much for being with us today. We love y'all.
Bye.